Maybe I'll try the other one. I'll test it now. Sorry, we had some audio-visual issues. I don't think sound was coming through, so we'll see if it's a little bit better now. We do have a fresh set of skaters out now. Clavin and Prentice are your blue liners. We do have Kane and Homstall and Hasselfeld, and I missed much of that shift as they're out, and we've got fresh skaters in. Wilson back, I believe, with Jeffers at D. Altschul and Gilbert on either side of Mead. Mead carries it through the neutral zone. He gets bodied off there, and the puck exits its back. So we still got 0-0 with 9:44 left. Hey, Ann, you do a sound check now and just see. It is? Oh, okay. Jeffers to Gilbert. Ooh. Deflected puck, so that gets waved off as Roseville regroups in their own zone through neutral ice. Carries it into zone. As Brown breaks up, that nice little pass back out top, and that gets shut down. Kind of get out skated here early, a lot of flat feet. Hope the Trojans can get it going a little bit here. LaRose wins that battle to the puck. Kramer turns and fires, rips one. That is going to work itself all the way back around the boards and in. That gets flipped up, intercepted by Roseville. Hangs on sides. Brown pesters, however, and rolls Roseville into the near corner. Nicollet to LaRose. Looking for Brown far side. Brown flips one forward. Tries to find Kramer. Kramer turns. Tries to get his hands free. Dangles his way in and rips one off the backboard. That goes wide left and over the top. Kramer into the corner. Turnover to Roseville. Roseville skates it through the midline here. Tied up just before the blue. As Wilson is on it. Roseville does dump it in. Roseville wins the race to the puck. Looking for a little backhanded options there. Finally, Kramer works his way out. Nice little saucer pass all the way across. Brown hits Homstall. Homstall can't quite get all of that one with a streaking Hasselfeld, and Roseville now the other direction. Track meet early as we're back and forth in a pretty good skate. Prentice now into the back corner. Prentice to Homstall to the midline. Homstall pushes one through. Gets bodied off by Roseville, but he's got Hasselfeld there with him. Jeffers breaks on it, shuts that down. Kanan waits for the boys to get back on sides, but dumps it right back to a Roseville forward who carries it into zone. Kanan to Homstall near side. Looking for a breaking Hasselfeld, but gets caught up in the stick, or in the middle there, of a Roseville defender. Homstall getting the change. He's got Hasselfeld. Ooh, near side post. Gets a little bit of, maybe not quite post, but it was close. And here comes Kanan. Nice pass up to Max. Hasselfeld gets bodied off the puck there. Going to let him play a little bit. Action just a little below us. We lose track of that a little bit. Now here comes Brown. Brown working his way around. Comes in and deflected off of a Roseville stick. So we'll get an offensive zone draw here. Fresh skaters here as Meade, Gilbert, and Altschul are in. Roseville works their way through neutral ice. Nicollet will be first to play it deep in Trojan territory. Wilson there with him. Flips it up, looking for Gilbert. Gilbert trying to find somebody in the middle there. Finds Nicollet to Meade. Meade pushes it into zone. Turned around by Roseville. Roseville with a nice pass across. Has a little room on the far side. Gets a little deep and ends up iced. Kramer on the draw, Brown and LaRose on either side, Prentice and Clavin back on D. Roseville wins and controls, and one man skates this one out. Eventually gets in, dumps it out of zone. Kramer breaks on it behind the net. It's going to work his way around the far side. Has a nice pass up to LaRose. LaRose with room, dangles his way out, centering. Ooh, saucer pass all the way across, comes a little high. Flip back in. That gets deflected as LaRose was on or near it, looking to get a little bit of deflection there. Brown flips one out to Prentice. Prentice rips another one in off the pad of a Roseville defender. Brown keeps battling in that far corner. Kramer dangling out front. Comes in, rips one, and finds the 5-hole. And that come from Clavin, maybe? Clavin to Cole. We get an assist there. Well, for sure, we've got Cole Kramer. Gets on the board early here, not early, in let's see, we're at the 10:45 mark of the first. We've got just a little over 4 minutes left here. As okay, officially we're going Kramer from LaRose. LaRose with the assist there as that popped up top, and Kramer rips one 5-hole. Kanan now with some forecheck pressure on Roseville. A 1-goal lead here early for the Trojans. A really early skate with what appears to be a fast and physical Roseville team. They work their way through, and a nice give and go scoring opportunity there. Stymied as that ends up wide left. Pesky still in the near end as the breakout fails for the Trojans. And now Prentice will try it again. Hasselfeld gets pushed into the boards near side, and eventually it pops out. The defender rolls that back in behind. Jeffers is on the back corner. Kanan now on it, looking for Hasselfeld. Has some room. Gets caught in his stick or skates temporarily. Stays on side, dangles around far side, working his way back around Roseville's net. Centering pass, or maybe just a dump by Homstall into the corner. Hasselfeld back into the boards. That flips up over the top. That gets iced in. And not icing is that, I think we could have got to that one. So they played that off. Here comes Meade now, so we've got fresh skaters in on forwards. Altschul and Gilbert on either side of Meade. Nicollet and Clavin are your defenders. Plenty of zone time here. And that was on net, so the netminder here for Roseville stops that puck to avoid an icing for the Trojans. Well, I guess a goal, frankly, but no icing on the Trojans. If that goes wide, they probably would have held that off, and we'd had another draw here. Roseville enters zone easy, gets tied up for a second. Kind of left unmanned there, but Nicollet gets into the corner. And our first penalty of the day will be interference on Roseville. I think a stick got flipped up and out of the hands, and then took a little step further by kicking it down the ice. And so Trojans will have their first power play opportunity with 1:44 left in the first. This will consume the first period unless we find the back of the net here. Prentice on the blue line slows things down, finds its way to neutral ice. Jeffers turns it around, looking for Kramer. Kramer dangles his way in. LaRose flips one in. Over to Brown. Brown whiffs, flips it back. Brown on it. Kramer, hits the top of the net. I saw something pop there, and I thought that was in, and it actually went up and over the top. Kramer on it, dangles his way through. That scoots back behind the net, draws a little bit of pressure, trying to keep it on his stick. Tries to flip that through, and we've got numbers coming the other way as Jeffers slows to close, and a good back check there by Kramer has it out. Brown looking for nobody on the far side, and we got a lot of Trojans just sort of standing around, and that gets played off. 45 seconds left in a power play. I guess the other note is 27 left in the quarter. Brown now carries it into zone, working his way around. Looks short side, didn't have much of an angle there, but does put it on net. The Roseville defender plays it off. 14 seconds left. Nicollet carries it in. Tries to flip one forward. Nothing doing there. Now Kanan regroups at neutral ice. 5 seconds remain. And that dumps in. That's going to take us to the end of the first. A 1-goal lead for the Trojans. We're going to have a short 16-second power play as we enter the second. Limited scoring there in the first. Cole Kramer from Jesse LaRose. It was a deep left wing 5-hole shot from the first line center, and Kramer puts the Trojans up 1-1. Did you find it?
Yeah, I found that. I sent it to the team.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
You got my great account, man. You found it to me yesterday.
Well, I don't know about that, but I got it. I've been doing it for a couple years, so it's kind of fun. We'll start period 2 with Kanan on the dot in the middle here, flanked by Hasselfeld and Homstall. Wilson and Nicollet will be your blue liners. I think we're having a little skate pad issue here with Mr. Buell. They seem to be doing something below here. I'll give you a peek. Something going on right there. Coach Kanan does it all. I mean, he coaches, he plays substitute goalie, and he does equipment maintenance as needed. We look squared away. All right. All set here, and start of period 2. Kanan controls to Nicollet. Plays that up to Wilson, looking for Homstall, but Roseville shuts that down, albeit temporarily. Trying to exit zone here. Oh, and that was the end of a power play. I realized I forgot about that. And that didn't last long. Didn't even get into zone for it. Nicollet behind the net, working his way out, looking for Homstall. Homstall chips that forward. A rolling puck gets chased down by the Roseville defender. Kanan regroups, dangles, gets into a bit of traffic. And that pressure there. Ooh, a fluttering puck for Nicollet. Goes up and over the net. Back behind the net. Centering pass is Homstall looks for Clavin. Deflected puck up and a really good save as that got flipped in on net, and a good deflection by Hasselfeld gets gloved by the Roseville goalie. We're not counting saves here, but there's been a few by each side, plenty of scoring chances, despite the one goal scored by the Trojans. All right, here comes Roseville, and Roseville's got a lean on. Backhand try, saved by Buell, another save by Buell, and a crashing set of forwards, and I think there was maybe 3 saves bundled in there. A good scoring chance for Roseville comes up empty, but a defensive zone draw here for the Trojans. Meade on this one. Pestering, nothing but energy on the outside by Meade. Slows this down, but Roseville turns it back around and has slight numbers coming in. Shut down by Prentice near side. Prentice now plays it. Looks far side, has Altschul. And here comes, this is Clavin carrying it into zone. Meade comes in, breaks that up. Puck stays active back behind the net as we got a couple skaters on the ice there early, and a puck ends up through as LaRose takes a shot at it. LaRose tries to guide one to Brown. Brown gets to the Roseville skater, but Brown shuts that down. Now it ends up back with Roseville, dangling, try to get his hands free. Now Brown coming up the near side. Brown looking for Kramer, looking for LaRose. LaRose finds his hands free. That goes up and over the right-hand side of the net. Wilson breaks that up. Brown battles on the blue line, taken over at mid-ice. Back to Brown, over to Kramer. Kramer works his way across the blue line, tries to get his hands free, flips it over, has a breaking LaRose. LaRose trying to body off and does control the puck in the far corner. Wilson broke on that one, slaps one wide. Brown replaces. Ooh, tough D-to-D pass there. That does sneak through. Deflected puck off the side of the net there as LaRose had a chance at it. Saw the net wiggle there, which a little bit of false hope for Trojan fans. Oh, nice centering pass opportunity there. Couldn't quite get a stick on it, as that was a nice little play opportunity for Roseville. Hasselfeld looking for some help. Finds Kramer breaking through neutral ice. Shut down by Roseville. Roseville Raiders? Raiders? Yeah. All right, Jeffers looking for a breakout. Has a little bit of space near side to Hasselfeld. Hasselfeld across the midline. Gets in, dumps it. Kanan and Homstall there to try to work it out. It does find its way to neutral ice. Kanan gloves it. Can't quite get it through. No man's land there as Nicollet finally breaks on it. Looking for Kanan. Kanan gets a piece of it as Gilbert puts the forecheck on. Gets into neutral ice. Works its way back. Finds Kanan. Kanan. That flips by wide. Gilbert overruns it just behind the net. Kanan comes in to pick up the loose puck into the near corner, and Roseville has an opportunity to skate out with it through the midline, across the blue line, into zone. Flips one on and gloved by Buell. Don't know if that was on, but it looks like a save from here. Raiders getting a full change, as are the Trojans. The Trojan defenders, excuse me. Jeffers and Prentice are in. We do have the Meade, Gilbert, Altschul line in. We have an officiating challenge of some sort. We may have lost an official. I hope it's just a bathroom break. But we're going to do what we can here with one for now. This is a complex game with two officials. This could be extra tough with one. Save there for Meade wins that one. Has Altschul far side. Altschul trying to chip that one out to Meade. Turned over to the Raiders. That heavy pass gets out. And a deep set of Raiders finds an offside situation here. 6:21 left in the second, a one-goal lead for the Trojans. Cross-eye pass, Brown chasing, ends up with Roseville, but a little forecheck pressure. Has Brown on it. LaRose breaks, dumps that back behind the net. Roseville will be first to it, looking for a way out as Nicollet is on it. And Roseville with some numbers coming back. That gets deflected wide left by Buell. Centering pass comes up. Lots of action in on the puck, and a flailing Buell with a fantastic set of saves. Little post-whistle tussle there. Square things away. We got some fresh skaters coming in for the Raiders. Kramer wins the face-off back to Nicollet. Wilson looking for Kramer. Dangles his way up. Has a little bit of space near side. Rips one hard off the goalie. And scores! Backside. Is that Wilson? Is it Wilson? That was Wilson off a Kramer rebound. That hit the grill. This is a concussion moment. Like I think that That hit hard. Is that right? Square in the. That was a 2-goal lead here. Wilson from the far left side. Goalie looks okay. I double check him. That hit hard. Tough kid in net. That caught him right square in the face mask, which gave up quite a rebound. Wilson broke on it and puts the Trojans up 2 here early. Not early. About 2/3 the way through the second. So right about the 9:50 mark was that goal. 5 minutes remain here. Nice pass over. Has Homstall with side and a beautiful goal. Nice little turnover caused by Hasselfeld at mid-ice. A long lead pass hits the tape of Homstall. Homstall skates in and finds a corner just above the left shoulder of the Roseville goalie. We're going to quick goalie change here for the Raiders as the Trojans score too early. That's 15 seconds later there. We're at the 4:40 mark left here in the second as the Trojans take a 3-goal lead. Homstall flips one forward, looking for Hasselfeld. Roseville curls that back.
That's the Trojans goal shot from Hasselfeld. That's about 6 minutes, 16 seconds.
Here we go, boys.
That gets on net and covered by Buell. All right, 4:08 remain here in the second. 3-goal lead. Yeah, that's a tough job. It was a little bit of a break. We lost a ref. We're down to 1 ref here. He skated off. I don't know if it's illness issue or injury. I didn't see him go down or anything, but we're down to 1 ref. Here's Meade, one-man show. Nothing but energy, works his way around, back behind the net, eventually bounces off one player, but still maintains control again. Wilson flips one in. That rattles wide and high over the back, but Gilbert is there to forecheck. He does break one out. Gets taken down near side as Roseville's looking for a breakout opportunity here. I think that's Altschul in there battling. Altschul was back. He flips one in. That gets deflected wide. 3:20 left here. Gilbert bodies in. Physical skater on the near side, fends himself off, eventually dumps it deep. Prentice flips one to center ice. That gets flipped around, deflected in. Hard cross-ice pass. Nobody home there, but Wilson plays it out in front. Gilbert looks to chip one out to his defender, and that ends up back off sides for Roseville. 2:57 left in period 2. Kramer, Brown, and LaRose will be your forwards. Clavin and Nicollet, your defenders. Kramer pushes that one forward all by himself. That gets flipped in. That goes wide left. Here comes Nicollet far side now. Brown replaces him as Nicollet brings it back deep. Kramer trying to find his hands free here. Skates his way through, ends up back to a forward at Roseville. Now Roseville's got a little bit of pressure on the far side. Good hit there by Clavin. They are letting him play a little bit. There were some early heavy checks early, and now boys are kind of tying up, and Clavin plays it back behind his own net. over to Nicollet. Nicollet near side. Nicollet pumps that one through, and that's going to find its way not quite to an ice. As Brown looks to center. Oh, and LaRose just a little offsides there. Now the Trojans making a change. Roseville caught him up in it and just overskated offsides line there, and that ends up offsides for the Raiders. 1:57 left here in the second. New line in here as Kanan will take a face-off with Homstall and Hasselfeld on either side. Kanan on the draw. Roseville plays it into neutral ice. Back to Jeffers. Jeffers chips it out. Finds Homstall. Homstall through neutral ice. Chip in by Hasselfeld. Hasselfeld dumps it into the corner. Has a couple of Raiders tied up with him, and Kanan skates out with it. Tries to get his hands free. Closed on nicely by the Raiders. That goes from Homstall back to Hasselfeld. Hasselfeld back to Homstall. Looking to center. Kanan trying to get his hands free out front. Played nicely off by a Raider defender. That scoots out. Jeffers there on it. And Prentice in a race to a free puck. Shuts that rush down temporarily and gets a little help from Kanan. Hasselfeld works his way through into neutral ice. 50 seconds left here. Kanan dangles that one through, avoids contact. Has Jeffers over to Hasselfeld. Hasselfeld takes a little contact there, goes down at neutral, and Roseville regroups out at center. Has there, poke check there, and a save by Buell. Roseville moving the puck nicely and covered, snagged by Buell up front. Oliver Buell having a nice night in net for the Trojans with several stops. We don't see a running tally of shots, but there's been plenty of opportunity for the Raiders, and he's shut them down. Wilson now battles in the corner. And that's the end of the second. We'll enter the third. 3-goal lead for the Trojan in what has been otherwise a pretty even skate in terms of zone time on either side. Trojans banking on some opportunities here. We've got Nicollet and Wilson out in front of Mr. Buell in net. Hulchel and Gilbert on either side of Meade at center. And my numbers have been off. We're playing 12-minute periods here, not like league games. So if this feels like it's gone a little faster, it in fact has. So 12 minutes here as there's a scrum at neutral ice. No clear possession. Good physical play here by Meade. Ulchel chips one into zone as Roseville finally pumps it back to neutral ice. Gilbert to Nicollet. Nicollet gets it off his hands as Roseville breaks and dumps. Ooh, that one looked more dangerous than it maybe turned out to be as that centering pass breaks away. Puck just out of there. Good pressure by Meade. Excuse me, struggling with my words as Meade broke on that one to prevent a zone hold. Now it's just a little bit of ping pong and neutral ice, and eventually Roseville dumps in. Fresh forwards here as Brown, LaRose, and Kramer come in. Brown shuts that down near side, looks for a little bit of room, has LaRose, nice little work up, shuts down a break by Kramer. Brown breaks on it, and now Roseville flips one in. That goes high up and over the top into the corner. LaRose plays it near side. Jeffers to Kramer. And too much space there as a stick save for Buell goes left. Kramer has it, loses it, and gets it back again, and he's going to skate this into zone on his own. Gets plenty of attention there at neutral ice, shuts that down, and Roseville breaks out on their own. Hard pass across off Jeffers' stick. Jeffers looks for Brown to Kramer, and now Kramer has space coming out. Rips one, and a good save there off a pad, goes wide left. Nobody there for the rebound, and the boys couldn't quite hold the zone as LaRose chips that in just offsides for the Trojans. I don't know that I've ever seen a one ref effort, but this dude's doing a hell of a job. Prentice plays it back. They scoot that out. Hasselfeld in the edge there, looking for some space, chips that forward past his own defender, scoots that in. It's going to find its way around, I believe, to Homstall. Homstall dumps it back to Wilson. Wilson cocks and fires, ends up on his feet, off his feet, excuse me. Eventually back to Hasselfeld, centered to Kanan. Kanan goes wide left there across the crease. Back over, and another Kanan shot off a deflector up and over the net. Continued pressure. This line has looked active offensively. They've been solid all over the ice here in this particular game. 9 minutes remain in the third. 3-goal lead here for the Trojans. Ooh, that's a break. And the goal. Tough pass across on the breakout, and Roseville finds the back of the net here with the 3:10 mark. The 3:10 mark here of the third closes this to a 2-goal lead for the Trojans, and a fresh set of skaters in as Nicollet looks for a breakout just off that puck, and Roseville finds a turnover, finds a centering pass. That gets deflected up, and another chance for the Raiders, and that gets deflected up by Nicollet again. Raiders controlling the puck here as we kick off the third. Good heavy pressure there by Meade. Meade tries to juke one through to Gilbert. Gilbert flips one in. That goes off maybe a pad or a blocker. Couldn't quite see. I was screened on that one. Gilbert plays it. Back to Meade. Meade gets hit into the corner, and here comes Roseville. Roseville has and a backhand breakaway. Closes this to a 1-goal lead as they leak a forward out and scores 1 goal lead left for the Trojans, and fresh skaters coming in. We've got 7 minutes and 52 seconds left, and this went from a 3-goal game to a 1-goal lead in a matter of about a minute and a half. Admittedly came out a little sluggish. Kramer on the draw. A bit of neutral ice scrum as Kramer controls into zone. Brown tries to hold at the blue line, and Roseville comes back into zone. High blocker save goes up over, and Kramer regroups and has a little bit of space. Flips one up to LaRose. LaRose chips one in, and that will not get all the way down. LaRose there with a little forecheck pressure at least causes a regroup here by the Raiders. Brown now with pressure, and that ends up back in the neutral zone. That gets played up through the skates of Kramer. Brown breaks on it. Now another good little opportunity here as that goes wide right as Roseville closes on it. Jeffers, though, turns it around in the back or the near side corner. LaRose in to help. Kramer there with a centering pass out front as Prentice there to break it up. Brown tries to chip one out. Nobody home, but now a little bit of room for Prentice. Prentice overruns it, and that gets flipped wide left. A lot of deep zone turnovers. They've turned into a couple of goals there and another one for the Trojans. They got to be a little more confident with the puck here and try to find their way out. Neutral ice. Brown gets a change. Prentice now back to play it. They flip that out, and that will ice. And a defensive zone draw in trade for a fresh set of skaters as that group of Trojans came out after that last goal. Spent a lot of defensive zone time and were gassed. Gave up a few shots and scoring opportunities. Buell standing strong in net. Kanan wins a draw initially, but it's held at the blue line for Roseville. Now Hasselfeld gets pushed into the boards. The puck's tied up over there for now. 5 minutes and 53 seconds left here in the third. Good battle by Wilson. Wilson flips it out, gets to neutral ice, and it gets picked off by Kanan. Kanan over to Hasselfeld and that was Homstall on the near side. And a fantastic glove save there by the Raider goalie as he had a little bit of room on that left side net and snags it with his glove. Kanan wins. Gets to Nicollet. Nicollet dumps it in. Hasselfeld back to Nicollet. Nicollet flips another one in. That gets body blocked right by the closest guy in Roseville with numbers. Good puck control in that back corner. The puck ends up in the corner just off the edge of the net there. And room for Hasselfeld. And Kanan over to Homstall just out of his reach. But gets a change in for the forwards. Gilbert Meade in. And a good break by Prentice. Prentice works his way around, scoots one in off his knees. That gets broken up, and now Roseville comes back again. That gets flipped back by Meade. And through neutral ice, here comes Roseville. 4:34 left. Clavin plays it back. Gets physical in the corner. As Roseville works their way around, centering pass gets deflected into the back corner. Clavin physical in the corner. Gets bodied up. getting rough in the corner with a couple of skaters. Meanwhile, Meade's willing to take it out. Roseville now into zone, works his way up, deflected puck. That goes wide. Wide left there. All right, another breakout opportunity. Working to change some skaters here. So LaRose is in, which I believe should have the contingent of Trojans coming with him. Little bit of a numbers problem there, solved by Jeffers as he hustles out to shut that down. Puck gets flipped up into the net, or into the sidelines here. Will come down deep for a defensive zone draw. 3:23 left. LaRose and Brown on either side of Kramer, Jeffers, and Wilson are your defenders. Jeffers looking for Brown. Brown tries to flip one free. Nobody there on that breakout. Jeffers going to try again. Chips one high this time and actually has Kramer with some room. Kramer going to work his way through. Dangles up his skater. Eventually a Raider comes in to shut that down nicely. And here comes a Raider skater through neutral ice. Wilson on it. The Raiders dump it deep. 2:51 left here. As Brown on it. Gets pinned in the corner. Bit of a battle there on the boards. Kramer there to help out. Tries to chip one through. Another Raider comes and gets involved. And Kramer finally has a piece of it. Little saucer pass out. Looks for LaRose. LaRose dangles his way in. Finally comes in. Goes down hard on the blue line as the Trojans look for a change. 2:23 left. Off a stick there for Buell as a breaking Raider has a chance at it. Brown can't get it out on the far side breakout. We'll try the near side. Back to Brown. Has it to Kanan. Kanan with some space. Chips that forward, a rolling puck on that edge. Raiders catch up to him. Nicollet holds. 1:50 left here as the Raiders have a breakout in some space. Clavin bodies that rush off the puck. Gets a little bit of back check pressure here from Kanan. And the Raiders center couldn't quite get that out. And there's another centering pass, goes wide left, and Kanan on the far side chips one out. This will kill a little bit of this time as Homstall on it. Hasselfeld breaks on it. Oh, hard shot there as Hasselfeld looks to get a piece of it. Goes wide left. I don't know if that got a piece of it or if he just missed. Nevertheless, here comes the Raiders with 1:05 left here. Hasselfeld tries to chip one out. Saved at the blue line. Buell covers. Bit of a defensive posse here. We've got Brown, Meade, and Kramer. Jeffers and Wilson are back. Roseville shuts down the breakout opportunity for the Trojans. Dangling in the corner. Good puck possession here for the Raiders. Raiders work their way around. That puck scoots wide left. An exit plan here for Wilson, stymied at the blue line by the Raiders. Jeffers plays a little body. That gets caught up. Puck dangling around the right side of the crease dangerously. 16 seconds left. As that gets deflected wide, 12 seconds left. The Raiders continue to pressure. That one scoots by 6 and 5. And that will tie it up. And that is the end of a really, really solid skate. Big comeback for the Raiders in the third, scoring 2 after a 3-goal first and second for the Trojans. but they escape with a win here, and we live on for tomorrow. We will, not tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.